So in this mission, now we know that there are different ways to listen. The question would be, what is the order in which we should listen? How should we focus so that we begin to understand where the four colors are, where the person is coming from? Then we can communicate back that we understand where they're coming from, and then we can start to move them out of their emotional part of the brain into the logic part of the brain. So how do we go about this? Well, let's have a quick revision for a second. 4 ways that we can listen. We're going to dispense with critical listening. It isn't helpful. It's funny with your friends if you want to take the mickey out of each other, but of course, it's not recommended in business. But there are ways of listening, of course, in business, as we can see now, that we need to employ in order to listen effectively. And it begins, surprise, surprise, with empathetic listening. We listen for empathy with empathy first. This is acknowledging where the person is coming from. This is picking out what they're feeling and responding appropriately. The red will be feeling under pressure. The blue will be feeling concerned that they need more analysis time. The yellow will be feeling that we're getting bogged down. We need to change things. The green will be feeling we need to talk to people and bring them on board. And empathizing with that feeling is crucial, as we've said, because that will underpin the fact that you are connected with a basic emotion of that particular person at that time. We can only move into logical discussion with information listening and recommendation listening when the empathy has happened. People will not open up the door to logic in their heads unless we have empathized first and acknowledged that the color mood that they're in is appropriate for them at that time. Then we can move to information listening and ask some questions. Then we can move to recommendation listening and make some judgments, some decisions, some recommendations. But information and recommendation listening depend on logic. We cannot get there unless we've offered in empathetic listening as a first port of call. So listen empathetically, no matter how frustrating it is, specifically if you're one color mood and they're another color mood. You do not want to empathize, right? You just want to get on with it if you're a red. Or if you're a blue, you want to think about it. Or if you're a green, you want to talk more and more about it. If they're in a different color mood, empathy is tough. But it's our decision to empathize with the color they are in, and then it'll calm down to be able to trust us and move us into logical discussion.